Welcome, Wargamers, to another Batrep. How you doing?
I'm doing great. You?
I'm doing fantastic. My beard's growing in nice and poofy. My hair is nice and poofy as well. It's great. Thanksgiving weekend, but it's over now. So we got to fight. We got to kill each other, of course. So you've been here before?
Yes. Just when Necrons were coming up, my Canadians made their first appearance. And now they're back for more.
Well, that's a fantastic looking army. I love it. It's a nice Canadian army. Unfortunately, I will have to slaughter you. Nothing back. Okay. I'll just kill you then. That's no problem. So we've got a couple flyers. I'm excited to bring some flyers, and I got an additional weird boy. But anyways, we'll take a look at those armies. Wish us luck. 2,000 points, and you have some allies. We'll go take a look. And here you have it. The Canadian Guard are back in action and looking quite snazzy. And so we have a company command squad with an astropath and a chimera. Then we have 4 different veteran squads, 1 with multi-vet and 2 with plasmas, all in chimeras. And we have 2 vendettas. They have their normal last cannons and the heavy bolter side sponsons, and then 2 Leman Russes executioners. Then they all have plasma. Then we have some allies. We have the Wolf Lord, runic armor with a storm shield and thunderhammer. We have a rune priest, which is awesome looking, and he just got runic armor. And we have 6 more blood claws in the back, 1 with a power weapon, and they're in the drop pod. And there's your 2,000 points of guard. Then moving on, we have 2,000 points of orcs. We have 2 weird boys. Try this out. Chris just finished up painting tutorial on the skin of the weird boy, so I got an extra free weird boy there. But they're squads with 20 shooter boys and battle wagons with death rollers, 2 Daka jets, 20 storm boys, of course not power cloud boss pull, and we have 4 truck boys squads, and of course Pinky is leading one because you can't leave Pinky out, and a boom gun for good measure, because who doesn't like large blast strength 3? It's strength 8 AP3 templates. And so is there night fighting? No. And so we skipped over deployment, but we're playing the Emperor's Will. And so those little sensor towers are the objectives that we placed. We're obviously playing across from each other, diagonal deployment. And there was not very models to place because everything is still fully mechanized, which is strange because you think in 6th edition you see less. But we're going to see if it works still. And the strengths and weaknesses of both armies. So do I steal the initiative? Oh yeah, because the Canadian Guard went first, but no, I do not. And so the tanks are moving up, and it's almost like a little bit of a traffic jam. It's almost like I did that on purpose because I'm a mean person. No, it's all good. So we decided that the tank couldn't quite fit through that little gap there, and so he's driving the opposite direction. But infantry can make it through. And the drop pod comes in. It scatters slightly away, but not a big difference because it hits the terrain, so it'll stop. And the blood claws get out. And they're all shooting their pistols at Mr. Truck and manage to cause 1 glancing hit. And so he's down to 2 hull points left. Then the Storm Bolter inside also shooting, managing to hit, or no, but it doesn't hit because there's terrible ballistical. First, the plasma cannons executioner starts wailing on my truck. I thought he was behind cover, but of course him going first and moving slightly over with no night fighting, he was easily able to get it. 1 penetrating and 2 glancing, and I managed to stop one of the penetrating, but the other one is +2 because, you know, AP2 and open topped. And so I do ramshackle and I fly forward, luckily not backwards. So I stop right there and blow up. And so it's strength 3 hit on my 12 boys. And managed to kill 4, but I do save 1 with a save, and so 3 boys die. I am required to take a pinning check, and I pass. Orks turn 1. We're fed up with you blowing up your trucks, so we're gonna come get you. Oh, it's a little bittersweet. I was noting my the dead guard, but they weren't dead Canadian guard in the back, so he was okay with it. We have a ram incoming, so Death Roller wants to hit both, and so I roll, get through difficult terrain, 6 on the amount of Death Roller hits, but not so good on the penetrating hits. I get 3 glances, 2 penetrating, and at 2 pens, I get a 4 and 2, and it only wrecks. And so since it does not explode, my battle wagon stops, and I can't even get out with the new rules. And so I was very sad about that. But all the other boys, 2 truck boys, full get out, and I make my leadership. I get a Waaagh, but I wanted to get something else, so I re-roll to get a melt-a-shot and shoot at the executioner and fail to penetrate because of this 14 front armor. It's very sad. I also I get another Waaagh from my other weird boy, but I re-roll and get +1 attack on all my boys, which probably won't come to play at all. Then my boom gun shoots, doesn't scatter at all, which is great, and I just barely was silly enough to not get all 3 tanks in that blast. But I did get those 2. He's rolling his cover save, of course, his 5+, and of course makes it. And all I managed to do is on the front tank, nothing. On the back tank, I brought him down to 2 hull points and managed to shake it, so it cannot shoot next turn. 2 big shooters off the truck shooting into the wolf guard or the blood claws and not causing any wounds. And then a bunch of pistols back and forth, causing a few wounds here and there. Not too much though. Just trying to whittle them down a bit, maybe, perhaps. There's always a random pistol shot that does something crazy. And I think there was some odd comment about orcs being colorblind. They couldn't see the blue base wolves. I forgot to move these boys in the movement phase, but now we're running. And now we're charging and Overwatch. So Overwatch roll 1 hit and no wound. Huzzah! And all the boys charge in. And so this should be enough boys to clean them up without too much problem. But he does roll and gets counter attack, which I keep forgetting that the Space Wolves have. And him being able to attack first, he tons of attacks with his priest, but no, his wolf lord. But luckily he missed most of them. Very lucky there. And now all of his guys attack and manage to cause a bunch of wounds, but I do manage tons of my 6+ saves. That was fantastic. And just a few more attacks because he has to split attacks because there's 2 different groups and causes another wound. But now the boys are ready to move in. And so I roll all of these, the 4's the hit and 4's the wound. Only got 3 wounds and he makes all of the saves, but yes. But then he didn't realize that was only actually half the boys. No, he actually lost 1. I forgot about that. But yes, anyways, that was only half. So the other half attack and lots more wounds, but he takes it on his Wolf Lord, which is 2+, so he causes 1 wound and absorbs the rest. So 6 wounds only turn into 1 unsaved wound. So he has 2 wounds left. Now the Power Axe goes at initiative 1 and manages to kill 1 boy. No big deal. And now my Power Claws get to move in. So the first Power Claw is attacking the Wolf Lord, or basically he's the closest, so it'll be going against the Wolf Lord. We didn't do any challenges. Costs 3 wounds. Oh, and he didn't fail. He beat the statistics, but I just beat it with statistics with lots of 6s, so I can't complain. But I would have instant killed him. And I just managed to kill 1 more Blood Cop there. So I actually lose leadership by 1 or 2. No, it's just 1. And I do thankfully make both my leaderships without having to kill a boy through boss polls. But that's the end of turn 1. Again, lots of craziness and lots of death already. First blood goes to the Imperial Guard, or Canadian Guard. So stay tuned for part 2 and see what other mayhem will ensue.